Hey there, welcome back to Net Zero Farming. Today, I'm going to make a little money. Well, at least I hope we will. We have all of the grain that we had dumped into the shed there on the ground. Have all that grain, need to load up and take off to sell. So, unfortunately, since it is dumped on the ground, I'm having to use the bucket here to scoop it up and load into the trailer, so it is taking quite a bit of time here as this bucket only holds 2,000 liters. So we're going to get this loaded up here and then take it down to sell. I believe the best price is going to be actually in Fellspring, so we're going to have to use the train and send that over. All three prices are best in Fellspring, so we'll get that loaded up and hauled off, and hopefully make a very nice amount of cash today. So a little bit about what has gone on since the last episode. I have, well, you see there, got some hay in the barn, quite a bit more hay. And then if we go over here, I had a bit of a snafu with the bale stack over here, but you see I do have quite a few silage bales. So what I had done is went ahead and planted all of the fields with grass. You can see out there is planted in grass, and I got that harvested or cut and baled up. See, I only have 2 silage bales left. That is all I have left, so I cannot use any diesel powered equipment until I can get the new bales fermented. So we're going to have to use the rigid track here, and we're going to have to head down now to the train station. Let's take a look at the map here and see where is going to be the closest spot. So we're going to hang, looks like down near town. Okay, so we're going to turn around here in the yard and head out the other side of the farm. I do have some grass still down on that lower field. I ran out of time, ran out of daylight, so I was not able to get that baled up. Do have quite a bit of milk and some wool, getting a nice collection of wool. So things are accumulating here on the farm. Just need to get them sold. So I did end up, and there's the grass out there in the field. I still have, looks like 4 rows that I need to bale up. So I'll get to that at some point, probably whenever I use the stire again to do some cultivating. I'll do some baling real quick before that. And speaking of baling, I did end up with a new baler. I ended up getting a Pottinger that has a wrapper built in, and it also has a bale flipper or bale turner. So when it drops the bales out of the wrapper, it drops it on the end or the flat side of the round bale, so they're not rolling down the hill anymore. So that is really good. I sold the old baler that I had and the standalone wrapper. So between that and the cash I had on hand, I was able to buy the new baler. And I think this is where I dumped this in. Let me pull up here. I don't want to sell it. I just want to load it. Let me make sure. Yeah, that does look like a silo there. So let's see what happens here. Oh, wow, that's very slow. Let's see if there is another option here to change. Let's see. Let's try that. Oh yeah, that's much faster. So doing the baling with the new baler actually worked out really well, because instead of having to run around the field and make the bales and then come back along and wrap them, I was able to do it in one pass. So that went much quicker. I did the large field up on the hill. I did that in hay, and then the other 3 fields I cut for silage. So it worked out pretty good. I got a nice pile of silage. Probably going to need to either at least keep one field as grass or rotate them in. That way we can make sure we have enough food and don't run out again. So we're going to get back up here and continue loading up some of this canola. I think we should be able to get the rest of it in one load. And one other thing we need to take a look at. All the trees I planted, they have grown. They're growing up pretty tall. That's actually really good. So that is one of the things that I am reducing my bale count going down to the biogas plant. I figure that's worth, at least at this stage, maybe one bale. So now we're down to only needing 6 bales per day. That's 3 for the large solar panel and 1 for the trees. Figure that is fair enough. Maybe as the trees grow a little bit larger, might be able to throw another bale in there. All right, so back in the Kramer here. Already got a bucket loaded. We can turn around here. I'm going to hop in the cab here. See if I can't do this from inside the cab. This trailer that I have here, I was able to add the panels to. This is the flatbed bale trailer I had. So I just had some panels added. And it holds about 15,000, just a little bit less. There were options to make it hold more, but I just went with that. Thought that was a good number. And it only cost me $500, I believe it was, to get that upgraded. You see there, I'm down on money again. Down to just under 10,000. Hopefully today that will all change. I still have a hefty loan I need to pay back. So there is a great need for some money right now. This challenge has actually been quite interesting. I've enjoyed the challenge of not being able to just use the Steyr whenever I want to, and having to basically have a penalty to be able to use that type of equipment. But one thing that I have not done yet this far is had to pay the 5,000 a day fine, and that was set up to be in place in case I was not able to take down the bales or provide bales of silage for the daily charge there at the biogas plant. But so far, I have not had to do that. And it doesn't look like I'm going to have to now that I have those other bales stashed away over there on the other side of the barn. I should be good to go. At least for a while anyway. I do imagine I will sell some of those, but I will not sell as many as I did last time. Try to keep some on hand so I don't run out. The cows are using more food now as the herd is growing. So that is also something that I do need to consider. So it looks like we'll have 1, maybe 2 more scoops left here. And a little bit fall out of the bucket there. I've noticed with the new dynamics, it wants to push the material out in front of the bucket, which is really cool. But sometimes it seems like it wants to spill out instead of filling the bucket up. All right, I think that is everything there. Try not to hit those bales. It actually worked out pretty good putting this grain in the barn like this. Definitely not ideal or as convenient as using a silo, but it was free and it actually worked out, so no issues there. So I am going to bring this down to the silo down there at the train station. I'm gonna come back and start loading up the sorghum, get that taken off, and then the wheat. Try to get everything down there, and then we're gonna hop in the train and get this sold. All right, got all the sorghum down to the silo, and now we're loading up the last of the wheat. We have this one little partial bucket to put in the trailer here. You see, the snow has started falling. Going to get some December snow here. I'm going to park the Kramer here in the barn just for now. Hop over into the rigid track. We'll head down and get these crops sold. One thing that kind of come to mind while I was in the middle of doing this, I probably could have taken my crops down and just stored them in that silo to begin with and not dumped them on the ground and had to go through the effort of picking them up. So lesson learned, but that would have been an option and may use that in the future. Now, I do know that selling at Felsbrunn may not be the best place to sell all the time, but it does give me a place to store the crops, and then worst case, I just pick them up from there and then take them to wherever is paying the best price. So definitely something I will consider in the future if I don't put in my own silo. Let's see if this guy's going to stop. No, whoa, that was a close one. That was a close one. All right, almost down here. We'll get this unloaded. We'll go flag down the train. Snow is coming down much, much heavier. I did slow down the time just a little. It was cranking along pretty good and I wasn't making a whole lot of progress. So I did not want to end up running out the prices as well as running out of daylight. So I ended up slowing down the time just so that I could get this done today. Now, I don't know where to get the train. Let's see. It's showing here. Rent train. Oh, there's something there. Let's see. Maybe on the steps. Oh, I had something. There we go. All right, so the train will be here in just a moment. It is coming from this direction, it looks like. And it looks like, oh, deer. Phew, that deer better get off the tracks there. Fill point is here for the silo. So we'll wait for the train here. And then get some crops loaded. All right, we are all full now. So we're going to head on down through the town and see what we get. sitting at just above $9,000 right now. So be interested to see how much all of this grain brings. It's not a ton of grain, but it is a decent amount. I think it'll be a very nice profit for this winter. Almost down to the end of the line here. Train should kick us out. And yes. Whoa. $108,000. That's pretty good. I was not expecting that much. Problem is, now I have to walk back. Let me go see if I can hitch a ride. Well, we're here in January and you see there's snow all over the ground. And just in case you were wondering, the solar panels do not collect snow. So a pretty good feature there. They can continue to produce power even when there's snow covering everything else. So you see the money has gone back down. I've paid on the loan and bought a milk trailer. Have over 20,000 liters of milk. 22,000 liters of milk actually in the barn. I've actually gone too far. So I'm going to grab the rigid track here. I'm going to hook up to the milk trailer that I just bought and see about getting some milk sold today. I'm a little bit concerned about the snow covering the ground. That is going to make traction very limited. I'm going to try to see what I can do without having to worry about clearing it out. As long as it'll pull the tanker back up the hill, we'll be okay. Oh, and I'm going the wrong way here. Need to get the milk on this side of the barn. Right over here. And let's check and see where the best place to sell today is. Looks like the chocolatier. And I believe that is where we sold it last time. Let's take a look. No, it is not. All right, so we're going to run down there. I don't know exactly where that is going to be, so I'm going to actually leave the marker on. And we'll head down that way. So this tanker only holds 8,000 liters, so I will have to make two, maybe three trips, I guess, to sell all of the milk. Somebody hit a sign there. It was not me. I don't think it was me. Okay, it was probably me. Alright, do we go inside of this tunnel? Yep, looks like. Through the archway here. Alright, well here's our selling station. And there goes the milk. And $11,000. So we'll probably 1.5 tanks will pay for the milk trailer. So not a whole lot of profit off of this first go around, but I did need a milk trailer. I leased it last time, but I decided to go ahead and buy one this time. hopefully as the cow herd continues to grow, I'll have more and more to take down to sell. So have to not really see the profits here on this first selling here with the new trailer, but eventually I should start seeing the profits roll in. So we'll get back up here and get the rest of the milk and get that sold, and continue on with our net zero farming here. It is now dead of winter, so there's not going to be a whole lot I can do until I get the snow off the ground. I just take care of the animals and keep them well fed. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please be sure to give me a like on the video. And if you're not a subscriber, I'd appreciate if you consider going ahead and subscribing to the channel today. And also be sure to click that bell so that you're notified of all future episodes or other content. I hope each of you have a great day, and we will see you back here very, very soon.